is absolutely pouring outside right now, which is honestly perfect for you and I because what we're going to talk about today does not require good weather. All it needs is about 10 minutes of honesty. You aim at the wrong spot on almost every single approach shot you hit. Not because your swing is bad, because you're probably just pointing it right at the flag. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you, with measured data, exactly how many shots that has been stealing from you, and the 10-second decision that gets them back. Real quick on why you can trust this. Everything in this video comes from PGA Tour ShotLink, ShotScope, Arccos, and Mark Broadie's research. Measured shots, millions of them. This isn't how you or I feel. This is just the objective truth. I've built a platform on helping people with busy lives actually play better golf. I've helped people break 90 for the first time, break 80 for the first time, and cut their handicaps in half. And in all honesty, better targets are some of the fastest improvement I've seen with the people that I've worked with. Primarily because it doesn't cost you any more time or money or resources. 3 things are coming. First, the oval. Once you see it, you will never look at a yardage the same way again. Second, the real price of hunting flags. And it's a lot bigger than a missed green. And third, the oval rule. One sentence that replaces aiming at flags forever. Strategically, of course. And every single number I'm about to talk through is in the free stats guide down below. Gives you every single stat from 3 feet to 300 yards for 20 handicaps to tour pros. Let's start with what TV did to your brain. Every approach shot you watch on the weekend has a tracer on it. It typically starts somewhere near the flag, ends somewhere near the flag. Then the crowd loses their mind, everybody's freaking out. So when I stand over my ball from 150 yards, it feels like I'm a coward if I don't try to go right at it. But here's what the broadcast has started showing this more often, but typically it just shows you that sniper rifle. It doesn't show you the oval that is your shot pattern, or as Scott Fawcett puts it, a shotgun pattern. And to oversimplify things, the only difference between you and a tour pro is just the size of your oval. I pulled a random tournament, the 2019 Valspar Championship, where they tracked 427 tee shots on the 15th hole. It's par 3. The shot pattern was 50 yards wide and 40 yards deep. These are the best players in the world off of a tee playing to a par 3, and their shot pattern is massive, at least according to what we would maybe typically think it would be. And there's a great little piece of research that I'll link down below where they had a scratch golfer hit a ton of shots to a target at 180 yards. And at no point did that scratch golfer have it finish on the target. So if a scratch golfer can't get a ball to finish on target, what's the point of aiming at one? Well, first let's walk through this ladder. A PGA Tour pro from 150 yards will finish somewhere between 23 and 27 feet on average from the hole. A scratch golfer from that same distance will be about 41 feet on average, and a 20 handicap will be somewhere around 100 feet. Now, we all look at scratch golf as kind of the pinnacle of the amateur game, right? So you'd think there's stuff in the ball inside of 15 feet every single time. Well, I'm obviously setting this up to give you an absurdly low number. It's 17%. And a 20 handicap only hits it inside of 15 feet on their approach shot 6% of the time. Now, if we kind of snowball that and we can think about how at very best, you're going to be 50-50 from 8 feet if you're a PGA Tour pro, converting birdies, you can see, is really hard. So before we jump into the rest of this video, next time you make a birdie, enjoy it, smile. It's cool. Like, making a birdie is not an easy task. So let's talk about what hunting these flags is actually going to do to your score. ShotScope tracks tens of millions of amateur shots, and 80% of missed greens are missed short. A 15 handicap comes up short of the green 54% of the time. And here's the real kicker on that is that 72% of hazards, whether it be a penalty area or a bunker, are short of the green. So the average golfer is landing their average approach shot in the most defended part of the golf course. That's not necessarily bad luck or a bad strike, it's just bad planning. And when your miss ends up on the wrong side of the flag or in a hazard, that's when things start to snowball. Lou Stagner, who works for Arccos, ran the numbers through their system. A low single-digit player, so let's say a 3 handicap, from 10 to 14 yards off the green, in the rough, but with plenty of room to work with, averages about 2.4 shots to finish out the hole. That same player from the same distance, but short-sighted, not a lot of green to work with, is going to take 2.62 shots to finish the hole. That's a quarter of a shot, and it just adds up over time. And the tour numbers tell a similar story. From inside 10 yards, tour pros get up and down 85% of the time. So let's put this into practice with a little mental exercise. We've got two golfers, same handicap, same swing, even same amount of time to practice every single week, playing the same hole. They're 150 yards out, playing to a tucked pin on the right side of a green. Golfer A aims right at the flag because this is a little 9-iron. I can go right at it. Now think back to that oval from earlier that's going to be 25 to 30 yards wide. If a pin is tucked on the right side of a green, just 4 yards off the edge, odds are almost half the shots are going to finish off the green and short-sighted. So you can probably imagine what golfer B does in this scenario. Aims at the middle of the green, probably strategically a certain amount away from the pin, and takes his medicine if he pulls one a little bit left and has a longer putt, but the right side of his shot dispersion is not going to get off the green. So golfer B's worst case scenario is a 40-foot putt that he's going to two-putt the majority of the time, whereas golfer A's most likely outcome is not getting up and down. This same exercise was ran at Pebble Beach on the 18th hole using Broadie's data. If a PGA Tour player was to aim at the pin, it would take them 2.01 shots to hole out, whereas if they were to aim at the smart side of the pin, it would take them 1.92. Now, while a tenth of a shot may not seem like a lot, that's for tour pros, whose average dispersion is probably 3 or 4 times tighter than yours. So here's the rule that I referenced at the beginning of the video. Aim the center of your oval at the fattest safe spot, and only chase a flag when it fits within the center of your oval. From 150 yards, your oval is most likely going to cover the entire green, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to put half of your oval off of it. But let's say we get up to 60 yards. That oval is going to shrink a lot and we can start taking more aggressive lines. We don't want to go into this playing scared. We want to play aggressive swings to conservative targets. And if you don't have a great idea of what your oval is from these distances, once again, you can grab all of them down below and it'll break it down by handicap and distance. When your target can absorb your miss, you can make a much more committed swing at it. And it makes it much simpler to choose to be confident standing over that ball if you know you have a good target. Now, one thing before somebody who probably already comments it. The smartest target is not always the dead center of the green. There will be outliers if the pin is in a weird spot or the green's massive or there's a giant slope in the middle of the green. The middle is just kind of the default, not necessarily the law. The real target is wherever your whole oval survives. Boo Weekly actually said this really interestingly and very simply: the center of the green never moves. Now here's the quick little 10-second version for your round this weekend that you can ask yourself even before tee shots. Where does my miss die? If the answer is some sand or some thicker rough or some fescue or some water, we're going to move our oval away from that and make sure that it covers the majority of our target. Then we make a committed swing and just trust that the outcome is going to be okay. Like I've said before, and I'll say again, you have two choices standing over every single shot. You can either choose confidence and accept the outcome, or you can choose not to be confident and know what's going to happen. And ultimately, this is one of the cheapest ways to improve in golf. Not only financially, but also it requires a very little time investment. The hardest part about this is the little first hump of starting to do it and building this into your routine. And if you want to make the most of that limited time that you already have, you can download the Play Ready Golf app down below. It takes the amount of time that you have, the facilities you have access to, and your current skill level, and it builds out a plan around your life. Every single drill uses motor learning research and progressive overload, so it gets harder as you improve. And if you're watching at this point, you've earned code ISAAC, ISAAK, which will get you $20 off every single year for life. I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, and it's just during your next round. Play 18 holes where you just aim at the safest possible spot for your shot pattern. This doesn't mean aiming at the right side of the green when the pin's on the left. This means picking a smart target based on your dispersion. Once again, you can grab the averages down below. Then, when you do this and you commit to 18 smart shots, write down two numbers: the amount of greens that you hit and the amount of doubles that you made. Then just put both numbers in the comments. I'll respond to everybody. Whether you play tomorrow or this upcoming weekend, you're going to have that 150-yard shot that you can feel pulling at you like the Green Goblin mask, just whispering at you, aim right at me. I'm a tucked pin, but you're a great iron player. And while you may be a great iron player, unfortunately, the reason there's averages is because there's highs and there's lows. Having a flag in the green does not mean that you already have a target. It's probably just bait. If you want to improve that oval and build yourself a curated practice plan that will get harder over time as you get better, you can watch this video right here.